everybody on there who makes it such a special little place for traders. So today we're going to look at SPY. Thanks, Karen. We're going to make a call on the chart based on volatility. We're going to check in with LivePerson, and we'll also take a quick look at GameStop. So starting with SPY, right? So obviously people are looking at the fact that you've got bearish divergence across the top of price action. It might be this demonstrates or illustrates that danger with the lack of momentum to the top side, while prices continually put in these higher highs over and over and over. But that's not completely out of character for SPY. It can put in higher highs, they can be divergent for a period of time, and when the RSI is in the bullish control zone, you might not worry so much. But at the moment, the RSI is touching that support line at the bottom of bullish control, recovered its own moving average, and it's not necessarily the worst picture in the world. But if it falls out of that, then you might expect a lower low on the RSI, having seen lower lows and lower highs on the weekly, and that's an important artifact. So a lot of people will be saying it's a potential correction, but we have just had a mini correction on SPY, 10.34%, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row, hold downward end to the summer. But this is October, everybody's expecting positive moves on those risk on assets. So whichever theory proves to be true will include a large degree of volatility. The bangs, I noticed the bangs outside. So when you're looking at this, pardon me, I'll be right back.
Oh, you answered that.
Paul!
I need to give you a hug.
How you doing?
Well, how are you doing?
All right.
Just been out drinking tonight. Can I come in?
We do right, yeah, I'm just doing a show on the internet.
Oh, okay. Next time, let's keep in touch.
Definitely.
Thank you for answering as well.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. Good to see you, Paul.
Love you.
Love you too. So I had an unexpected visitor. Pardon me for interrupting the live show. I should actually check at this stage if the show's working and if people can see me and hear me. And I am actually on the interwebs. 84 viewers. It's true. It's really happening. It's really happening. And there's some people in the chat box. Thanks very much for being here. Pardon me, brief interruption. Nice visit from a neighbor. Right, so you've got the 50 simple above the 200 period moving average. You have had a 10% correction. Previously, it was 4 weeks in a row to the downside. It didn't quite get to a 50 simple. It held the 236. Overall, that's bullish, and there's a butterfly harmonic that suggests that SPY could go up another 100 points, SPX up, test 6,000, 7,000, right? That could happen. But the correction that people were worried about is a test of this 200 period moving average. Losing that 50 simple at a 236, dropping below a prior low, and going through a proper move down that expresses the danger we see here with regards to that bearish divergence. So a breakdown might take it to 5,170. In advance of that, you've got a monthly support at 5,400. And everything looks like it wants to push higher. If it does push higher at this current moment, it's going to do a significant move. If it comes back down again, that most recent support level being so very significant, having been tested a couple of times before and the bearish divergence since, might mean that that doesn't hold. So it could be a correction, takes it all the way back down past the 382. A 50% retracement should be a test of a 200 period moving average on the weekly time frame. It didn't actually test that since the recoveries here back down 2023, start of that new bullish trend, putting in those previous lows, and so it could well test that 200 period moving average. So a huge move potentially coming on SPY, which speaks to volatility, right? Volatility, we've just seen it open and close, the first weekly candle there, open and closing. You had your open, close, close below previously, and tries to make it close above and then closes below. So this is the first week that's opened above the 200 period moving average for a while. If it manages to close here, it'll be the first 2 positive weeks in a row that have taken it back above an important moving average. That's a weekly time frame. and the 50 simple men start pulling back up towards the 200 period moving average. You had this huge spike in volatility. You didn't quite see as big a drop in SPY as you saw a percentage move in VIX there. So that 10% correction we saw previously from the low to the high in VIX, you're talking about 530%. So huge periods of volatility, not yet completely finished. So if there is a period of volatility coming in, which is what we would expect if we see these sort of artifacts continue, and we see SPY make one of those moves topside or back down again, then you'd see a huge degree of volatility in the markets. You've obviously got less than 4 weeks now, just over 4 weeks, whatever it is, till the US elections. So there's going to be a move after that probably, which is quite significant and leads to a degree of volatility. What does that mean for other stocks? Well, if you look at GameStop, it's, drop down to the daily time frame. It's not doing too well at the minute. 50 simple above the 200 period moving average, but you're at a golden pocket. It's managed to have a couple of bounces, having got to that important area, which you would expect, but none of those bounces have taken it back above an important fib. None of them have managed to break this downward sloping structure of lower highs, lower lows. And it could well be that it needs to test slightly lower. You'd look at the prior monthly low, I mean, that's what you're putting in at the minute, right? It's very close to those areas. It's already at the 618. If it breaks back below a golden pocket and a 200 period moving average, it'll be losing the 200 on the daily time frame, and it could be that it comes back down then testing it around this 886, which is at $12.30. Huge potential volatility to the downside. It doesn't look like it's going to explode to the top side right now. No, I mean, this is all a period of consolidation. It looks like it's distribution. This is classic distribution at the minute, that time frame. So you would like to see things go through an extended period of consolidation to look for a bullish thesis on that. And you're not really seeing that. And we're approaching a period of volatility that suggests high danger for GameStop. And we're on a LivePerson, again on the daily time frame. And, well, you see you've got that bearish divergence on the top side. You then lost the center line, the RSI, and you could be looking at this as a failure swing. Price action managed to consolidate in what looks like it's going sideways here, finding support at previous levels of resistance. It's putting in tests of 382s on this retracement from the lows or the breakdown. You're looking at it from the recovery, you can see it's holding in at around that 50%, trying to recover back above a 382. So it's actually going through a period of consolidation already, with higher highs and higher lows as the previous price action. And if it's going to go through a period of volatility, that might be because it's breaking a long-term trend line. The only long-term trend lines are the downward sloping resistance above. And if it does manage to break that, it'll be going through a golden pocket and closing a gap. So that would also work with a period of extreme volatility. But due to the previous price action it'd be departing from, it might be that it's testing higher. If it is to break down, you've got a 236, that comes in line with support. It's tested it 3 times. It makes for a tightening formation, which would then lead to a breakout, a significant move, and volatility is expressed by dispersal of prices over a slightly larger range than we've seen recently. So potential moves coming on everything that would be significant. And it wouldn't be natural to just scoot up to, through, and then out of the election without any volatility on the market. So we expect big moves over the next period of time. How is everybody? Do I see anything coming through here? Nothing new on that front. I see everybody in the chat box. Good to catch up. Thanks for being here. Matt, Kitties, Schmidty, American Alina. Thank you very much. What am I missing? That's on top chat. Howdy doody, good to see you, Minner. Thanks for being here. Hi, Mr. Sherman. Cheshire's Cat and Colin. I think that's everybody. Thanks very much for tuning in. If I'd got any requests or anything else in particular to look to, I would have, or any questions, but I don't see any. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow for more of the same. Ciao. Check out Rocky's video for yesterday. It's got a really in-depth section on LivePerson and Bitcoin. I think you'd enjoy it. Definitely.